Hello, students. Earlier, we discussed the topic about the French Revolution. So many reasons we discussed that how the impact of Marie Antoinette was on him, on King Louis XVI, and how the American colonies, 13 American colonies, when they were trying to gain their independence from the common enemy Britain, and the extra, or you can say the lavishness of the kings, and they drained the financial resources totally. So on this way, the king totally dependent on the public, and in the form of taxes he gained money from the common public, and by this reason the common class agitated, and they attack on the palace of Versailles. And later on, we can say that the society was divided into three parts. Rest of that only 90% of the population belonged to third class and third estate, and only 40% 40% 10% population was belonged to first and second estate, and the division of land was unequal between among the three estates. That 60% land belonged to the clergy and the nobility, and only 40% land belonged to the third estate. So another thing, tithe and tally, these were two taxes which overburden the public. And after that, the food of prices also increased. No doubt, some fixed or permanent wages were given to the employers, but they were not satisfied. It was not satisfied for the public or for the common estate to survive with that. Now let us move on another cause by which public participated for their demand in this revolution. In this revolution, they played their role very carefully. In the 18th century, middle class, especially peasants and workers, no doubt they had participated in revolt against increasing taxes and food security, but they didn't have any kind of leader who can lead them. So they wanted to change in the society, and this was no doubt, they formed in the National Assembly after 14 August, after the incident, the third estate, it will come later. But in the 18th century, there was middle class who played their role very carefully. Especially in this, they were the merchants, or you can say the educators, those who earned themselves by the expanding overseas trades and from the manufacturing or goods such as woolen and silk textile that were neither exported or bought by the richer member of the society. So it helped them. All they were educated and believed that no group in society, this is the major thing in this, it is given there that no group in society should be privileged by birth. It was their belief, and they wanted they just wanted equal position or equal social position for the everyone. It should depend, it must be depend on his merit. It was their belief. So this idea envisaging a society based on freedom and equal laws and opportunity for all were put forward by philosophers such as John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau. So these two persons, these were known as the philosopher for the in the French society. So they just wanted to change the society. So they played their role as a leader in the society. In his two treatises of government, John Locke gave the idea that to refute the doctrine of divine and absolute right monarch. He just wanted to convey the message among the public that monarchy should be abolished. He just wanted to convey that, and to refute the doctrine of divine, it means there should be no one who ruled over France from a long period of time, and it is not their divine right. And after that, some changes were there in the society. He just wanted, Rousseau in his book Social Contract, he gave the idea that a social contract between people and their representative should be there. So social contract between people and their representative, it can be form of parliament, it can be king also, but he is talking about here about the parliament, especially the parliamentary person, those who will be chosen by the public. So next, the Montesquieu, who gave his idea in the spirit of the laws, he just wanted to convey the message that the power should be divided among the three powers, that is legislative, executive and judiciary. He just believed that if power will be divided, then definitely a country can become democratic. So this government model of government was put into force in the USA after the 13 colonies declared their independence from Britain. So the American Constitution and its guarantee of individual right was an important example for political thinkers in France. So their ideas, especially Montesquieu, Rousseau uh, and John Locke, their ideas were spread all over the France, not only all over the France, but also all over the Europe, and so many other countries were there like America. So their ideas put forward there, and it became the base for every country, those who wanted to gain their independence back. Later on, you can say that the date we have already discussed, that 14 July 1789, it was a very prominent, because on that day the revolt started in the France, just only because that so many other so many causes which we have already read. So on that basis, they were the earlier cause which was set up a stage for the public to create a revolt. But one another cause was there which became the immediate cause of French Revolution. Like in India, 1857 revolt was there. Before that, so many causes were there, political, economic, so many causes were there, social and religious, because Britishers didn't like Indians, and they interfere in all the spheres of Indians, like political sphere, religious, cultural, so many things were there. So in the same way, the king or the nobility and clergy actually didn't want to give any kind of right to the common class or to the third estate. So that's why they took this step in the form of revolution. Actually, there was an estate general body in the France. It was there. It was a political body to which the three estates sent their representative. So actually, previously it was there when lastly it was there it was held in the 1614, but now it was there 1789. The date was 5 May 1789. So King Louis XVI wanted to impose new taxes on the public, so he called the meeting of Estates General, in which 300 representative of nobility and 300 representative of clergy reached there. But another thing was there, that 600 representative of third estate reached there. So only some of the person allowed to enter in the meeting, rest of that they have to stand at the back in the circular motion it was there. So firstly, this right, actually earlier one estate had one vote only, but now the third estate demanded that they just wanted one person, one vote to represent the society. Actually it was there, if actually it was not there, if this demand was not accepted by the king or the nobility and the clergy, so the ratio was 2 and 1. Nobility and clergy, you can say the 1 1 plus 2 is equal to 1 रेशो हो जाता है वहाँ पर. तो यहाँ पर सोसाइटी जो है प्रॉब्लमेटिक हो सकती थी. सो दे वांटेड टू जस्ट रिप्रेजेंटेशन of every person who was presented there. So 600 person was represented there who belonged to the third estate. So they wanted one vote, one person for everyone, those who were present there. So they just wanted equality for everyone. So peasant, artisans and women, they were denied entry to the assembly. So however, their grievances and demands were listed in some 40,000 letters which the representative had brought with them. So voting in the Estate General in the past had been conducted according to the principle that each estate had one vote only. But this time too, Louis XVI was determined to continue the same practice. So But members of the third estate demanded that voting now be conducted by the assembly as a whole, where each member would have one vote. So 300% of first estate, 300% of second estate, and 600% of third estate. So ratio was equal. So they wanted just equality. But member of the third estate demanded that voting now be conducted by the assembly as a whole, where each member would have one vote. So this was one of the democratic principles put forward by philosophers like Rousseau in his book The Social Contract. He just wanted to convey the message that there should be equality, or there should be a close contact between the king, or between the public or the representative. So on this basis he gave his idea. When the king rejected this proposal, member of the third estate walked out of the assembly in protest. So they moved out from the assembly. After that, the people of third estate, they moved out. When they moved out from the assembly hall, they came together in an indoor tennis court in the ground of Versailles on 20th June. So they assembled there, and after that they declared themselves as a national assembly and swore not to disperse till they had drafted a constitution. Now they took swore that they will make their own constitution on the behalf of common people. So that would limit the power of the monarch. This was their first agenda, that power of the monarch or power of the king, it should be limited. So they were led by the Mirabeau and Abbassius. These two were the leader. One belonged to the clergy class and one belonged to the nobility class. So Mirabeau was born in a noble family, so he belonged to nobility, but was convinced of the need to do away with the society of feudal privilege, but he wanted to change in the society. एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि सम टाइम कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हो जाती हैं कि लोग जो है बदलाव चाहते हैं, चाहे वो नोबैलिटी से बिलोंग करता हो, चाहे वो कंजर्वेटिव से बिलोंग क्यों ना करता हो. सो ही जस्ट वांटेड टू चेंज इन द सोसाइटी एंड ही जस्ट वांट टू एंड द फ्यूडल प्रिविलेजेस. So he brought out a journal and delivered powerful speeches to the crowd assembled at Versailles. After that, Abbassius, who belonged to the priesthood, wrote an influential pamphlet called "What is the Third Estate?" He just wanted to know, and he just raised the question that what is the existence of the third estate. So here we can say that while the National Assembly was busy at Versailles when drafting a constitution, the rest of France sit with turmoil. So a severe winter had meant a bad harvest. The price of bread rose. Often bakers exploited the situation and hoarded supplies. Actually, the third estate, every person was there, peasant, artisans, small peasant, laborer, everyone was there. So no one was there to take care of the standing crops. So this thing harmed them majorly. जब उन लोगों को ये लगने लगा कि डेफिनेटली व्हेन they will make a constitution, and after that their wives had to take the responsibility of family, their child, and about themselves also, तो उनके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा डिफ़िकल्ट था कि how they will manage to take care of the standing crops. So on that time severe winter was also there. तो उनकी पूरी की पूरी जो फसलें हैं वो पूरी तरह से बर्बाद हो गई. एंड ऑन दैट टाइम जब भी किसी चीज़ की शॉर्टेज होती है तो डेफिनेटली जो मार्केट में स्टॉक में रखा हुआ है उन चीज़ों के प्राइस जो हैं डे बाय डे इंक्रीज होने लग जाते हैं. सो द बेसिक थिंग वॉज देयर व्हेन द बैड हार्वेस्ट वॉज देयर, द प्राइस ऑफ ब्रेड रोज. सो ऑफन बेकर्स एक्सप्लॉइटेड द सिचुएशन एंड होर्डेड सप्लाईज. सो आफ्टर स्पेंडिंग आवर्स इन लॉन्ग क्यूज एट द बेकरी, तो उन लोगों को जो है बहुत लंबा टाइम जो है बेकरीज पे रहना पड़ा, बिकॉज दे जस्ट वांटेड टू फुलफिल देयर स्टमक. So that they have to wait there at the bakery. So crowds of angry women stormed into the shops. तो इसी वजह से जब उनको फूड नहीं मिल रहा था तो they attack on that. So the agitated crowd stormed and destroyed the Bastille. Another time a rumor was there that the king had ordered its troops to move into Paris. So on that time when the public heard the news on 14 July, the agitated crowd stormed and destroyed the Bastille. So in the countryside, rumors spread from village to village that the lord of the manor had hired bands of brigand who were on their way to destroy the ripe crop. तो ये एक rumor था that caught in a frenzy of fear, peasants in several districts seized hoes and pitchforks and attacked Chateaux. Chateaux का मतलब होता है that is castle, building, एनी टाइप ऑफ पैलेस, ठीक है, तो उसके ऊपर अटैक कर दिया उन्होंने, जो भी स्टॉक ग्रेन था उसको लूट लिया, एंड बर्न डाउन डॉक्यूमेंट्स कंटेनिंग रिकॉर्ड ऑफ मेमोरियल ड्यूज, यानी उनको जो भी ड्यूज वगैरह पे करने थे वो सारे जो डॉक्यूमेंट है उन्होंने उनको पूरी तरह से बर्न डाउन कर दिया. So then a large number of nobles fled from their homes. Many of them migrated to neighboring countries. But after this, the king recognized the value of this national assembly. How he recognized Louis XVI finally accorded recognition to the national assembly and accepted the principle that his power would from now on be checked by a constitution. He just accepted that now monarchy will be there but within a limitation, and he have to do work according to the constitution. On the night of 4 August 1789, the assembly passed a decree abolishing the feudal system of obligation and taxes. So this was the first thing, that the power of the king was limited. Another thing was that the feudal system was abolished. Obligations were there and taxes were also, like tithe and tail and so many other taxes were there, which was abolished there. And clergy also have to give their privileges, and after that, as a result, the government acquired assets worth at least 2 billion livre. So this was the result of this one. Thank you.